What's going on, everybody? It's AquaLeaderJesse back again with another Wrestling Open reaction. Last time you saw the opening bout from this episode, which was a qualifier match to earn your way into a WWE ID Women's Championship match. It was a 6-woman match. We unfortunately didn't get the winner we wanted, but it was still a pretty decent match. And we still have the main event to go, where we still have the woman that we're rooting for to win the whole thing. When it comes around. But first, we're watching whatever this is. We saw part of a flashback at the end of the last one. Hmm.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit.
It was 1 week ago where we were all absolutely stunned. The Stetson Ranch cashing in the Opportunity Knox contract, becoming the new Wrestling Open Tag Team Champions. And the Shooter Boys need to bounce back quick.
Introducing first at a total combined weight of 443 pounds, the alternative in the degree and world-class Shannon Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now officially starstruck.
I mean, listen, when you lost the Wrestling Open Championship,
They remind me of the Rockers.
Looking to immediately bounce back against main event level competition. That's what the Shooter Boys have to do here tonight against a very hungry Starstruck.
Very hungry Starstruck, and two guys with a lot more experience, right? They're a lot older than the Shooter Boys. They've been doing this for a lot longer. So not only are you going against guys, it's like a step up in competition. These guys also have a lot more experience in them.
Yeah, and these two are guys who came together having had their singles career go in a certain direction, and they decided, I think if we team up, the sky's the limit for us.
I like their vibe.
We might be a step closer with a win tonight to being the next challengers for the Wrestling Open Tag Team titles. I mean, I know Ichiban and Brando Lee are up next, having won the Eliminator Cup last week, but a win tonight for Starstruck could make them in the on-deck circle, but let's see what kind of champions the Shooter Boys truly are, because sometimes it's how you react after a loss, not how you react after a win.
And their opponents, representing the Create a Pro Wrestling Academy at a total combined weight of 350 pounds.
I expect the Shooter Boys to win based on that video package we just watched, but
And I think you could tell, just like I could, the energy is just a little different with them coming off this. You can attest to this. When you come back after losing a title, you look at any great champion, be it in our sport, MMA, boxing, any combat sport out there, there's that mental struggle that you're going to have.
Yeah, absolutely, because now when you're the champ, you feel untouchable. And then when you defend the title, you feel even more untouchable, and you feel more untouchable. And then when you have that loss, you realize you're just as human as everybody else. So it kind of humbles you, it kind of brings you back down, and like you said, you either become better from it or you become worse, and we're going to see what the Shooter Boys come tonight.
And especially for the Shooter Boys, it's not like they had so much time to prepare and then they ended up losing on their best day. No, they beat Simply the Best last week. And then Ox Adams gave them 2 choke slams, and then the Stetson Ranch pounced. So they had it stolen from them.
Are you surprised, though?
No.
Steve is who he is. That's exactly who's waiting for a moment like that.
That's Channing Thomas saying, let's get you the best that you can be. And I have to wonder if the Shooter Boys are going to be that, but they have a chance to come out here and prove that. But are they going to go the way of George St. Pierre after he got knocked out by Matt Serra, instantly coming back and showing, all right, I'm the champ, or is it going to go the way of Mike Tyson after getting knocked out by Buster Douglas?
So see, that's the difference between like me and a guy like Ortiz right there, right? He goes, when Channing shook my hand and said, "Make you the best you can be," I would take that as disrespect. I would take that.
Very impressive so far.
Him came off of a Wrestling Open Tag Team title. Why don't you be the best you could be and you become a Wrestling Open Tag Team Champion? That's what I'd say if I was Ortiz. But this young man has a lot more respect than a guy like I do.
The Shooter Boys, after so many trials and tribulations, beat Swipe Right here at American Rana back in August.
Beat Swipe Right? I know Swipe Right.
Simply the best, and thinking that, okay, who's next for us? Who's winning the Eliminator? We're going to face the winners of the Eliminator Cup, Ichiban and Brando Lee, earlier in the night. And then the Stetson Ranch took that away from them. But for Starstruck, this is the big opportunity I think they've needed, because with a win here, they are certainly going to get a shot at the gold.
Absolutely. A win here against former champ, you are the next in line, because if you always look at it like when we're talking about UFC and all these other sports, a lot of the times the former champ is next in line. But if before the Shooter Boys have a shot at the titles, they're going against Starstruck, they lose here.
Solid.
Clear number one contender, not just the Eliminator Cup winners, it's Starstruck. Not far behind there, there's me and Doug, right? There's a lot of things going on in the tag team division right now. It's really heating up here at Wrestling Open.
Yeah, and for Wrestling Open champions, as you know, you do not get an immediate rematch clause. That is not part of what goes on here at Wrestling Open. So, and for all intents and purposes, Shooter Boys are kind of starting at the bottom. I know a win would maybe catapult them, but for them, they probably don't feel that.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? It's definitely not an immediate rematch clause, but you're only 1 or 2 matches away, right? You're still right near the top. So these guys, they come in here, they get a win over a veteran team like Starstruck. I can see them getting that title shot after they eliminate a couple winners. Ichiban and Brando Lee.
Ichiban and Brando defeating the Miracle Generation. Ichiban getting his revenge after 10 long months, having Platinum Max Caster's bounty accepted by the Miracle Generation, and he tried for so long to get that revenge. He got it last week in the form of the Eliminator Cup, but he and Brando Lee came out for the save after the Stetson Wrench was going to do more damage to the Shooter Boys. Hold on. And that's when the Stetson Wrench stared eye to eye with Ichiban and Brando Lee, but Ichiban will be in action one-on-one later tonight with Devious Kings.
The pace of this match is unbelievable right now. These 4 guys are going in there and they are wrestling. This is some good stuff.
And these guys
Yeah, this has been good so far.
They could probably go 60 doing this kind of pace in there.
Especially on the more technical level.
Too many guys that go 60 minutes. I'm definitely not one of them.
Channing Thomas picks him up into that body slam. So for veterans like AG and Channing, who are great athletes but not nearly as athletic as their opponents, what do they have to do to ensure that they're getting a win here tonight?
Well, honestly, if you're Channing and AG, you got to use those veteran smarts. You got to cut the ring off like they have been doing. You got to try to do every trick in the book to keep these guys not getting another title shot, especially if they're going to be so close as well.
Oh, and the chop of Anthony. Tell people what that's like.
Getting chopped by anyone stinks, but AG's chops have a little extra staying to them.
Oh, and look at that. Vecchio rolling right to the floor. He knew he was in imminent danger. Look at this. Ortiz going over there, and this is something you never see from these guys. They are definitely not firing on all cylinders here tonight.
No, and I noticed that Ortiz came out with a lot of fire, but Vecchio's kind of been, he's been a little bit more calm. I think he's a little bit more down about the title loss, where Ortiz might be a little bit more fired up.
Yeah, definitely a little more emotional, like definitely wearing his heart on his sleeve, where Ortiz, I feel like, is probably trying to push through it a little more with what he's going through, but either way...
It's Ortiz and Vecchio. I gotta try to keep those names right in my head.
Or 2 steps ahead of the former Wrestling Open Tag Team Champion.
Well, we're talking about how one person deals from the loss, right? This is tag team wrestling, Paul. These are 2 people. So it could be one thing where maybe Ortiz might use this as a motivating factor, and Vecchio this might hurt him. This might bring him down a little bit. So it's one of those things, you're in a team. This is not just an individual sport.
And look at that. Ortiz reverses. There was a tag. Ortiz definitely was not expecting that tag. And look at that, rolled him up. These guys are not clicking at all right now. They're way off their game.
Definitely not. No, Channing with the roll-up.
That was a solid roll-up.
I mean, in that instant, this is they're at like 50%.
And you really can't be against guys like AG and Channing, right? These guys, they've been everywhere. They travel a lot. These are 2 guys who really know what they're doing. You have to be on your A game when you go against these 2.
Even though the Shooter Boys overcame so much, 1 week ago they were robbed by the Stetson Ranch, our current reigning and defending Wrestling Open Tag Team Champions. But Starstruck, even though they are not at odds with the Shooter Boys, I think they're in here not caring. They just want to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. That's the vintage
Solid.
Shooter Boys we're used to.
Well, look, they're missing on the high 5. Oh,
And look at that right there. I think they just kind of came to realize, like, okay, we had our little hiccups here. Let's get going.
yeah, but you can't miss on the high five. To me, that's the most important part.
Well, nonetheless, as long as they can follow it up here, I think that missed high five might go out the window, as there's the snapmare takeover from Ortiz. There's the big knee drop. Vecchio with the drop kick. Hooks the leg. And another aspect of it, too, is the Shooter Boys are barely over a year into their career. So to have that much success that early and to have the balloon popped right in front of you, that's a whole other thing that a lot of young guys might not ever recover from.
No, and that's why it's one of these things where it's going to be really interesting to see how they react. It's going to be really interesting to see what they can do with the rest of their careers here at Wrestling Open, especially in Rhode Island, where these people love them.
And look at that, there's the tag back into Ortiz. Still don't think they're 100%. They're probably in the 90% range right now. They've got to get right back up to 100 because they got to move in a hurry. Remember, 10-minute time. Again, another hiccup. He just told him, you're too close here.
And look at that extra second gave AG time. You can't give a guy like AG time.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are looking like they just got together on their first day of training at Create a Pro right now. They just regressed again.
And these guys are former tag team champions.
You hate to see it, but Anthony Green not so much. I'm sure he's loving the fact that he has a chance here as he makes the tag to Channing Thomas. Just absolutely dumps him. He might have landed on his ankle there on that Northern Lights release.
Yeah, his ankle rolled over there funny, Paul. I didn't like how it looked.
Here comes Channing off the ropes. Running European uppercut and world class coming to life here.
Damn near took his head off, it seemed like.
And I think this is what it's going to take, right? We have the boys miscommunicating. We got Channing rolling like a house of fire. The crowd here is chanting world class. I think it's going well for this Starstruck.
Big running drop kick on the money, and this could be the start. This could be the beginning of the end here for the former Wrestling Open Tag Team Champions.
What is Ortiz doing?
Ortiz to the top rope. Oh, he got caught by Channing Thomas. Look
Nice
at that
catch.
strength. Another unorthodox move there from Ortiz. Oh! As, man, this is looking terrible. Starstruck trying to put it away here. World class.
DDT flatliner combo.
Look at that flatliner DDT combo. And he's telling Anthony Green, get up. Because I think they're one double team move away from putting this away.
Let's see the first sign of adversity for the Shooter Boys. It's not going good.
Irish whip, he's going to bring him right back in. Boots to the face.
1 minute remains in the time limit.
Wait, no. Vecchio able to roll away. Thomas pushes Anthony Green right into
Cutter.
Vecchio. This could be it. They're going for the double team. They're going to put a cherry on top. Makes the cover. Oh, and he breaks it up.
Okay.
Ortiz in at the very last second to make the save. And that might have saved the Shooter Boys, but look at that, sends them right out to the floor. They gotta hurry. They've only got 30 seconds here to try to put this away. They gotta figure something out here.
They need another big shot. They need another big move here.
Here we go. Gonna go for that combination. Power bomb, maybe. Gonna go to that second rope. Oh, here's Ortiz holding on for dear life. And AG doesn't realize it. Vecchio's fighting out of it. Ortiz hanging on for dear life. Head scissors through. They ran out of time. That is it. We have a time limit draw.
Is Vecchio okay?
But after 10 minutes, Rich Palladino's going to go down to the ref and make a determination. But it was a time limit draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 10-minute time limit has expired. The referee declares this bout a draw.
As the referee saying it's a draw. Anthony Green. Anthony Green clearly with something on his mind. Let's hear from AG.
Guys, gold or no gold, Starstruck. We're so excited to test ourselves against the Shooter But you know what? You know what? Forget about a 10-minute time limit. Let's double it. Let's make it 20, boys.
How about that?
You guys accept?
I mean, don't do it.
Offering a sign of respect here.
Do you want it or not? We want it.
Look at that, AG getting right up to him and saying, we don't want you at 50%, 75%, whatever. We want you guys at 100% of your power. And I agree with them. They were not on their game tonight. So in 2 weeks when we are back here in Cranston, we're going to get a 20-minute time.
I think it was a fat move by AG. I think he thought the Shooter Boys might have got the win.
No.
He's like, I don't want to hear tonight. Let's
Not
see you in 2
after
weeks.
that. Get out.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's take a look at last week's Eliminator Cup finals.
All right. Well, that will wrap this one. solid tag team match. I had to look up what the rest of this card is because I don't like just being out here in the dark. Okay, so next up we have Ichiban versus Devious Cass. So those people are next. I'm not familiar with them, but we'll see. This was a pleasant surprise. That's what I'm. A lot of what I'm out here searching through the indies for is for pleasant surprises. See people that are way more. Not that people on the indies aren't skilled, but like people that you didn't know about. I'm becoming new fans of people that aren't really that big yet, but eventually really could be. So thank you everybody for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.